Hey y'all, we're the Learning Estheticians and class is in session.
Let's talk about it. Gaps in your schedule, clients who don't rebook, tight margins, and high processing fees.
Sound familiar?
Because when you're running your own aesthetics business, you don't have time to sit around trying to figure out where you could be making more money.
That's why we love Gloss Genius, the system that helps you bring in more revenue and get more time back.
It fills your calendar, helps rebook clients, and upsells your high margin services automatically.
Plus, their point of sale helps you earn more while saving money on fees.
And they've got all your HIPAA compliant tools you need for charting, consents, and client records without all the admin chaos.
So if you're ready for more revenue and more time for everything else,
See it for yourself. Use code LEARNING at glossgenius.com for 50% off your first 2 months of their gold or platinum plan.
class is dismissed. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to the Learning Estheticians, where skin science meets soul care, and the conversation is always designed to help you grow in the treatment room and glow beyond.
Where we keep learning, keep building, and keep getting better as estheticians, one conversation at a time. And today's episode is one of those foundational conversations.
A real foundational one, because today we're getting all into the barrier.
Not just in a trendy way either.
We're going from structure to strategy.
Everybody get your
Get your
learn
learn
on. Hey.
on.
Gotta find beauty in the flow. The more you know, the more you glow. Take it everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. We're empowered, intentional, doing so care. Elevate, share, get it all right here. Good vibes, good time. You know that we're all right. Everybody get your
Hey,
learn
Jess.
on. Everybody,
Hey, girl, what's up with you?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm making it, and that's all I can ask for.
Yes. I will have to say my past 40 no, my past 72 hours, okay, has been nonstop.
Yeah,
So, I am happy to slow down and be able to catch up with you and our learning estheticians so they can hear what we've been learning, but I
yes,
also can't wait to hop in my bed.
girl, I completely agree with you. It's been a very long day, but a good day, so
Mhm.
it's cool. But I'm glad to be here with you guys now.
So, we are gonna talk about the barrier in this episode, but before we talk about the barrier, let's get into our little pre-segment. And this segment is straight from the group chats or
Let's
the so you guys know how we have the groups on Facebook, you have the Esthetician Connection, you have the solo esties, you have one for waxers, lashes, everything above. Something's always going down in the group.
Mhm.
Regardless if it is something you can't believe that one of our fellow estheticians had to experience, or if it's an educational moment, or if it's venting. I love the group. Sometimes they get a little spicy in there, and I'm like, "Oh, girl, you didn't have to talk to her like that." But
Exactly.
I love the group.
Just anonymously in the group because sometimes you do just kinda need to get it off, like,
Mhm.
without any backlash.
And I think sometimes too, because you'll see people put something in, and they may want to ask like themselves, but there be little silent haters if you work at the same place with somebody. And then they
Mhm.
see you post, they gonna take your post to the management or something. Because 'cause I've seen it happen.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Let's see what the people have to say.
I was reading and she asked anonymously, and it actually was something that I experienced, and I was excited to see what our fellow Esty said. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the post. It says, "A deposit is required when booking an appointment. They pay through an online system and the deposit is $75 and is taken off the total once they come in. A client came in for 3 appointments. Thankfully, she paid for the remaining balance in cash. However, I just found out she disputed all 3 deposit transactions, claiming she didn't know what they were. Obviously, BS. Her bank sided with her, even though I provided all the proof, and $225 was taken out of my account. What would you do in this situation? Ban her from booking again? I tried reaching out, and of course, she ignored me. Ugh. What do you think, Jess?
I think that that is so rude, is so nasty, and I 100% would ban her. There would be no way possible that I would ever do another service for her. Just being that you went ahead and you disputed it. I tried to reach out to you just to make sure, like, maybe she disputed it in some type of error or you know what I mean? Always trying to give the benefit of the doubt first, like, "Hey, girl, did you know that you did this? Like, what's going on here?" But the fact that she's ignoring her, that makes me think that she knows exactly what she's doing, and that's just rude. You can't play around with people's money like that. I will 100% ban her, and there would be no way she would be able to come back unless she paid me that $225 first. Period.
This actually happened at the spa with one of my nail girls clients. Our policy is basically you we're giving you good faith, I guess it is. You know, we do have your card on file, shout out Genius, clock it. If you like didn't pay, like if we can't charge you your no-show fee or something like that,
Mhm.
you have to pay for that and then in advance before you're able to book again, as well as your next appointment.
I know that's right. You have to take those precautions because you let people play around with your time or your money like that. That is so messed up to do. And it's just crazy. Like it that adds up to a lot. You know what I mean? $225 taken out of your account. That's too much money.
And the bank still
Exactly.
sided with them, so you can't
That's
come
messed
back.
up on the bank's part too, because that was wrong. Clearly, she came and she got her services, and even if she did pay in cash, you still have to put that information into the system and everything too. So clearly, this esthetician had the proof, and it's partly the bank's fault too. I understand they have to be there for the member of the bank, but you can't let people just be out here being fraudulent.
See, the
Terrible.
thing that I think hurt the esthetician, and I feel like was strategically done on the client side, she paid the rest in cash. Most people
Mhm.
just say charge the card on file, these days and times, and I feel like, unfortunately, some people know what they're doing. They know ways
Mhm.
around, they know how to work the system, they know how to finesse.
Yeah. Let me take it a little further real quick. Now,
Mhm.
did you guys take this information to the internet? Or did you just keep it to yourself? Because you already know the days and times that we're living in, this would have been a story time. Like, you know what
Yes.
I mean? So, what did you do in this situation? And what do you think if somebody was going to take it to the internet, or do you think it should just stay personal in the business?
So in our particular situation, in the one situation where it happened like this, the lady's husband is the one that said that the charge was false
Mm.
because she used his card, and I don't
Oh,
know if they
wow.
didn't communicate or something.
Yeah.
So and she was like, "I want my nails done, so I'll come, but you gotta come pay us in person because we also
Mhm.
wanna get you on camera."
Yep.
And so, you have to come and pay us in person for us to continue. I'm not charging another card for you to dispute it again. We have some things you gotta sign that there's an agreement because the banks they want to keep their customer.
Yeah, looking at that lady a little bit side eye, like, "Ma'am, did you get his approval before you took his card, or did he leave his wallet on the table and you was like, 'You know what? It's time I gotta do something for me. I gotta choose me.'"
It's like but it just seemed the whole story just seems so layered and off because he also would I guess I essentially am doing a story time now, so I guess I
Yeah.
am gonna take it. They they he drops her off at her appointment. So it's
Mhm.
like, what
Yeah, he slid
what
her the card like, "Here you go, boo, it's on me."
yes,
Like
but even if
mhm.
you didn't know she had your card, she comes and get her nails done here.
Exactly.
You be sitting outside because he literally comes, drops her off, waits outside in the car until she's done.
Yeah, for all of that, if he didn't wanna pay it, he coulda told her, like, "You gotta give me the money back in cash." Like
Felt like we got in the middle of a marital dispute.
yeah, that's what it sound like.
But for the other times that has happened, because it just, I haven't really shared it other than now, like, people disputing it's more so because we don't do deposits, so it's more so the no call, no show fee. And that's
Yeah.
fine, go ahead and dispute it, you're blocked. I don't mind
Mhm.
taking a L once,
I
though.
agree.
Did that happen to you at all like that? Is there a story time that you had?
I'm trying to think. Not me personally. We have had times at the salon, maybe once or twice that I can remember where somebody might have done like a chargeback on a service or something like that. But I want to say in those cases, if I can remember correctly, that the bank sided with us because we did have the proof. But the only time I can remember banning a client as far as like payment and stuff is concerned, there was a girl who got some intimate skin lightening done, and she used our like our paying for type of service. It's like
Mhm.
the cherry care. It's like a salon paying for type of credit. And I sent her her application and everything went through that she was approved for this amount, and I had to just send the rest of the information over to her. She had to choose which payment plan she was going to do and kind of like sign off on it and all of that. So all of this is happening in the lobby. I have other clients and stuff coming. So once I send her the link, I'm like, okay, girl, like, you know what I mean? Come on in the back while you're on the table, finish, filling out your payment information, figure out which, you know what I mean, thing you're going to do. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And then as the day went on, I'm sitting here thinking like, I didn't get the ding that her she set her payment plan and everything up and that everything went through. So I had to follow up with her the next day. I'm like, "Hey girl, you know what I mean? Your stuff didn't go through." And then she wanted to start asking questions like, "Oh, well, I just wasn't sure if this was the correct amount and da 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 da." And I'm like, "So you came in here and you got a service and you didn't pay me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are we
Mhm.
now talking about any questions that you had should have been asked before you got the service? Like, you know what I mean?" So
Especially because
that
it was
cat
such a process.
exactly. Like, so that like rubbed me the wrong way. And I did have to ban her after that. I was like, okay, girl, because I felt like you kind of got out on me real quick, but
It was
but
egregious.
that's like the only situation I had.
Well, some of the comments are saying, "I only accept Zelle or cash now because I can't afford people disputing charges."
Mhm.
Um, Definitely understand the cash, but I didn't know you can't dispute with Zelle.
I didn't know that either.
I gotta look into that.
And then it's tough too whenever you're just doing cash because how I mean, of course, you can deposit the cash and there's ways to count your cash and all of that, but like people don't have cash all the time. It's 2026
Mhm,
and I feel like whenever I'm pulling up to my appointments, I'm barely making it on time, y'all. I'm just
mhm.
trying to make it. So to stop at like a ATM in 2026, like whenever I have all of my cards on my phone, like
Mhm.
that kinda rubs me a little bit the wrong way. I wanna be able to use my card for everything. I'm at the vending machine. I'm at you know what I mean? I'm at the gas station. I'm at the
Yeah,
mall. Like, everything, I wanna be able to use my card. So, yeah, that's kinda tough, but I do understand not wanting to deal with those chargebacks because once you think you have the money and then the money is gone,
and don't
like,
let you had
that
already
could be a
allocated the
light
money.
bill. Yeah,
Yeah.
or your rent or something like that. You can't play around with that because somebody wants to be fraudulent.
Some of the other comments was, "Block her from booking file theft report with the police." I would
Mm,
not block her if she can still book, let her, then use that booking to try to collect the others. If she ever books again, you may be able to have a conversation to confirm what you already know, but try to recover the balance. When she arrives, have her pay in full with Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, the amount owed in the day's visit, and she goes on and on. I don't agree with that comment. Don't let
mhm,
this girl keep playing in your face. Because she already tried
exactly.
to reach out to her. Now, if she reaches back out and says something happened, because it also I wonder how long this ignoring period happened. That would be my question too.
Yeah,
Like, because I give people 3 days to respond to me. That's the most.
that's very kind.
I think that's kind, but I know sometimes I mentally respond and then I put my phone down.
Yeah,
Or
that's me all the time.
or I keep saying, "Oh, sometimes I need to focus more on responding to that message." So I'm like, when I get the moment to, I will, and the moment never arrives in my life. And then when it does, maybe, it sometimes I forget. So I make it a thing now to go back through my messages every other day or so often just to make sure I didn't miss any because I'm good for that.
Mhm.
But
But
somebody
yeah,
said,
mistakes.
"This may be absolutely petty," and I love when something starts like that, "but if she
Yeah.
ignores the invoice or any communication, I'd post camera footage still of her from your business and post it to the front door that says she's banned for theft or
Mhm.
service scamming." Okay, it's giving hair store energy.
Yes, 100%.
It's giving convenience store, but I think that will be a great next episode too, is how do we protect ourselves, an episode for the future, because
Mhm.
we have a lot of fun stuff already planned for the folks.
Yeah,
Um,
but we'll definitely put that on the list because that is really good and it's really important too.
it was cool. I like to see what the folks is saying, but now it's time to buckle up and get ready to get on a magic school bus, and it's time to go into the lessons lounge.
Ride on the magic school bus.
All right, y'all. So, welcome to the Lessons Lounge. And today's lesson is all about the skin barrier.
And I think this is one of those conversations that matter so much because the barrier affects almost everything people complain about: acne, dehydration, irritation, sensitivity, even pigmentation can get harder to manage when your skin barrier is off. So let's start at the beginning at what the skin barrier actually is.
Okay, y'all. So, I'm going to take this one. The skin barrier is like the outer protective function of the skin. I like to explain it as the seatbelt or the windshield to my clients, whichever one I feel like they get. And then I use different ones depending on what kind of client I have. But it's like your protective part. The barrier is gonna be what helps the skin do a few important things. It's gonna help you keep the water in, limit excess water out, and don't forget about our tool, TEWL, protect against outside irritants, support tolerance, and help the skin, stay balanced and resilient. And I think one of the things that we hear a lot is sensitive skin. I have sensitive skin. I can't put anything on it. No, girl, boo boo. Your barrier is damaged. I can tell you some skin can be reactive, but most times with clients coming in, especially if somebody's asking you for a quick fix and it's not like, "Oh, I want like a facial done for an event." One of these just, "I just want a quick fix" type things, especially with all this TikToking and now all these AI videos yelling at you about
Oh
how to
my
take
gosh,
care of
those
your
are
skin.
so funny. I love them though.
I love them in the little stick figure ones, like the little animation. I think it's important that when our clients do come to that we start to understand and have a conversation with them about their barrier. And when the barrier is functioning well, the skin is going to be able to better protect itself. It'll be better able to like, let's say, hold on to what it needs, the nutrients, and tolerate products and more advanced treatments and stay overall calm. But when the barrier is not functioning well, the skin gets real loud. Like it
Mhm.
gets real loud, real reactive, real sensitive, real irritated, and just, like, inflamed, and it becomes a harder thing to manage, and sometimes you can start to do worse before you can even get the chance to do well.
Yeah, that's a really good point because I think some people look for like the obvious like dryness when really a compromised barrier can show up as so many things. Like so that's really important. And a lot of estheticians, you have to think whenever people come in, you have to assess that barrier first. And even if they want something else, you have to do what's best for their skin first. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So definitely think about some really good like barrier repair protocols that you can put together. And there's ways too to talk to your clients whenever you're giving them facials. If they come in and they're like, oh, well, I saw this chemical pill when I'm coming in and I want to get a chemical pill. Like, there's ways to talk them through it and to show that you have that authority and let them know, well, I think that the best thing for your skin would be actual barrier repair or like what your main issues that you are dealing with. And then you can explain to them, well, hey, a chemical pill probably wouldn't be the best thing for that. Like, do a couple series of some barrier repair facials and see how you feel after that first, and then we can get into more advanced treatments.
You know what your client gonna say, "But I want a chemical peel." Well, the girl down the street, go on down the
Exactly.
street.
If that's what you wanna do, go on down the street, girl. And that takes us into diving a little bit deeper into the skin and actually like understanding the structure of the skin. So we can like zoom out a little bit and talk about the skin structure because whenever you are doing that skin analysis, you really have to break down and go back to your book and think about those different layers of the skin and what products that you're going to be using. So like let's get into the different layers of the skin.
The outermost part of the epidermis is the strateocorneum, and that is the layer most associated with the barrier function. Sometimes people hear barrier and imagine like some separate, but this is actually like part of the structure and the actual function of the skin. And understanding that matters because the barrier, it's not just a concept, it's tied to the organization and the health and the synergy of the skin's outermost layer.
And I think that helps people picture it better too, because the barrier is not just some random extra layer floating around on your skin. It's connected to the actual anatomy of your skin. So when we talk about supporting the barrier, we're talking about supporting part of the skin's real structure and function. Let's do the classic explanation of the brick and mortar model, whatever it comes to your skin.
And in this model, the bricks are the corneocytes, flattened skin cells in the stratum cornea. Lipid matrix surrounding those cells is what helps you hold the structure together and supports the integrity of the barrier. So if you can imagine a brick wall, the wall does not function well just because the bricks are there. The supports between them is what matters too. If we crack or disrupt it, a little hole in the wall, it becomes less protective. Your house is now vulnerable, and that's the same thing for your skin. This is what happens with the barrier. And if the support system is compromised, the skin becomes vulnerable. Water escapes easily. Irritants can get in more easily, and the skin can become inflamed and irritated and that quote unquote sensitive.
Yes. Now let's talk about the acid man.
It's a part of the skin's, like, surface environment is what helps the skin up top stay healthy and protected from the environment.
All right. So I also want to talk about the cell process because I think that helps people understand that the barrier is not static.
I actually was reading a book, Skin Side Out, and I can't think of the author right this second, but she was saying how skin cells don't truly die until
Hmm.
they're sloughed off or they fall off. What do you think?
I mean, I could see that. I'm trying to think. Like, so whenever you have just dry skin on your face, she's saying that that's still live skin.
It's, like, still alive, but it's mature.
Hmm.
It's like your great-great nana. Because until it detaches from
Yeah,
you,
I could see
it
that
still
for
has a
sure.
lifeline to you.
Hmm.
It's her process,
Yeah.
is the best way I think I can explain it.
Like it's as long as it's still attached, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just on its
It's
way
still
out,
alive and
but
well
it's
with you.
not all the way out until it's off and gone. Like, so I could see that. Even though it's hanging on by a thread, it's still there.
In her book, she basically takes you through the skin cells starting off like a baby. Those skin cells are formed lower in the epidermis. Then they mature and change and move upward until they become the part of that outer protective
About turning the skin cells over more and more. It's about like actually supporting the environment and allowing your skin to renew itself from the inside out. And I'm sure that has a lot like to play into too with like what you eat too. That's why they say like it all starts within. So think about that too. Just putting like whole foods and anti-inflammatory foods into your body and think that like that's where the skin starts and it just pushes out. That's why people who eat a certain way have just like a nice natural glow and everything about them. It all starts from within too.
environment.
Literally. And if you eat better, you'll just feel better, like, you'll think better, you'll just everything will be better.
So let's get into our glow notes. If there's one thing I think you should take away in today's episode is that the skin barrier is not just a trendy skincare phase, it's foundational. And when the barrier is compromised, the skin is going to let you know. And that what may seem may not always be. And you don't have to over exfoliate, and you don't have to over treat, and you don't have to be pushed into doing a treatment that you know that your client's skin is not ready. The real takeaway is going to be support first, stabilize, and then correct.
All right, and now you already know, y'all, even though it was a long class today, you're still getting homework because we're learning. You have to have that homework. So for this week, your homework is going to be during a barrier audit. I want you to sit with what you've learned today and work it out in a practical way. I want you to define your skin's barrier in your own words. Write down at least 3 signs that the skin barrier is impaired. List at least 3 things that can damage the skin barrier and explain why barrier repair is more than just hydration. After that, look at your own routine or think through a pretend client routine and ask yourself, what in this routine is actually supporting the barrier and what in this routine may be disrupting it. The goal here is not to just repeat what we said, is the goal is to train yourself to think through skin more critically and more clearly. There we go.
Got it all.
Yeah,
We
it's
be
late,
getting there.
y'all, and we're like yeah, it's late. Yes,
We're real
very dedicated,
dedicated.
staying consistent
And if you're dedicated to, you want to continue learning in the group, come
to
on
get the
over to
group
our
popping
study
more. We're
group.
at like almost 1,000 people in the Learning Estheticians group, and we need y'all to communicate back, ask some questions, like, and we had one as we get new people come in. Lex will always just, say, welcome, meet your admins. And somebody left a comment. I think I screenshotted it. Let me try to find it real quick. Hold on, because I screenshotted it. Where did it go? Shout out to Jasmine Perkins. Girl, thank you so much. Lex put it, meet your admin team, and she reached out and said, thank you. I love your podcast. And we absolutely love you too, Jasmine, and we appreciate it. So, guys, like Les said, we
I
need you
love
guys
Mama
to,
Nappy.
whatever platform
Nappy.
you're listening to the podcast on, whether it be Apple, Spotify, or even on YouTube, go ahead and leave us a comment. Hit the 5 stars for us because we are some 5-star chicks. Okay, so hit them 5 stars and and go on to the Learning Estheticians Facebook group and check in with us, you guys. We're definitely going to try to make it a point to go live more on that page and chit chat with you guys some more, show our face and everything like that, and be more consistent so that you guys can feel like you
Feel
can
free.
connect with us a little bit better. We have a lot of cool things that we want to do for you guys, and your feedback is always so welcome. So if you guys have anything you want to share with us, please do. Any anonymous esthetician stories or anything like that, we want to hear from y'all. We got a little technical and got into the science behind skin today, and we'll be back with some more soon. We absolutely love you guys. Thanks for all of the continued support. And with that being said, as class is dismissed.
Gotta find beauty in the flow. The more you know, the more you glow. Take it everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. We're empowered, intentional, doing so care. Elevate, share, get it all right here. Good vibes, good time. You know that we're alright. Everybody get your learn on. Everybody get your grow on, go on. Everybody get your shine on. Right here's where it's at all the time. Oh, everybody get your learn on. Everybody get your grow on, go on. Everybody get your shine on. Right here's where it's at, queen shine on.